Welcome to Improve Your English Writing, video number 41, where I'm discussing quotation marks. This is part 3 of 3 parts, so this is the concluding part on quotation marks. And I'll be discussing titles of book chapters, magazine articles, songs and poems, which is rule number 35, and special emphasis, which is rule number 36. If you'd like to get notifications for this series, please click subscribe. If you like the video or think others will find it useful, please click like and check out links to videos and books in the description, like a link to the companion volume here. So let's dive into it for rule number 35. So rule number 35 says, use quotation marks to enclose the title of a work within a larger work. So examples of that are a book chapter, a magazine article, a newspaper article, song from an album, a poem in a book, a TV episode. So a TV episode is part of a TV series, a web page, which is part of a website, a blog post, which is part of a blog, and so on. So notice all these works is a work within inside of a larger work. So chapters within inside of a book, an article is within inside of a magazine, a song is inside of an album, things like that. So use quotation marks for titles of works within a larger work. Also use quotation marks to enclose a title of an unpublished work. So just to note that I'll get to this in a future video, video number 49, rule 58. We italicize the title of a book, magazine, newspaper, movie, TV series, music, album, website, and blog. So we italicize the book, but we put quotes around the book chapter. We italicize the magazine, but we put quotes around the magazine article. We italicize the movie. Or maybe better, we italicize the TV series, but we put quotes around the TV episode. So hopefully this is making sense now. So quotation marks around the title of a work within inside of a larger work. Let's look at some examples. Have you read the magazine article, heart disease, just the facts? So here we have a magazine article. We know by definition magazine articles, you put quotes around magazine articles. And here, the question mark, just going back to the last video, the question mark is not part of the original. We're not quoting anything. So it would go outside the quotation marks. So my favorite Twilight episode, so just to note sort of this rule number 58, so we're italicizing the TV series. My favorite Twilight episode is To Serve Man. So here we have the TV series, and then the episode, we put quotes around TV episodes. So here the episode name is To Serve Man, so we put quotes around that. I believe this is my final example on this is Judy Garland sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz. So here we have Wizard of Oz is actually the name of the musical album, or movie. Wow. So the larger work is The Wizard of Oz, and then the song is within The Wizard is actually a name of a song, but it's contained within the movie. So we just put quotes around the name of a song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So for Rule 36, we use quotation marks for special emphasis to show that a word or phrase is used in an unusual, unfamiliar, or in a technical way. Use quotation marks with only the first occurrence. So if somehow you're using this phrase over and over again in an unusual, unfamiliar, or technical way, you only need to put it in quotes at the first occurrence, not with every occurrence. So nuance is do not use question marks with words introduced by so-called. So some examples is some called it a tax, I call it revenue augmentation. So here these words are being used in an unusual or unfamiliar way. So this is the first occurrence. Then this since it's being used in this unusual, unfamiliar way, we put quotation marks around it. Now, if we use revenue augmentation again, we would not put quotation marks around it. Another example is, this was the first occurrence. I told him to solve the problem. Solve probably is not really, it's not really being used in its normal meaning. So who knows what that meant. But it's being used in an unusual or unfamiliar manner or definition. Therefore, we would put quotes around it. And this is the first occurrence, or we're going to assume this is the first occurrence. If we use solve in this manner in a future sentence, we would not put quotes around solve. I told him to solve the problem. And here, what does final approval include? Here, these words actually, we want special emphasis because we're probably using them in a technical manner. This is, some question someone asks, what does final approval mean? So they're actually asking for a technical definition. So we want to, since it's being used in a technical manner, we want to emphasize that. We would put quotation marks around the phrase with only the first occurrence. So once again, this is the first occurrence. If the person used final approval again, or it came up in the future writing, we would not put quotation marks around it. And then the example of the so-called training, imagine the sentence, the training in quotation marks came across as a sales pitch. You can see how that training would be used sort of in an unfamiliar way. It wasn't really training, it was really a sales pitch. But since we use the word so-called, we do not use quotation marks. So do not use quotation marks with words or, word or phrase introduced by so-called. So the so-called training came across as a sales pitch. This is an example where, if we didn't have so-called, we'd use quotation marks. But since we have so-called, no quotation marks. That's it for this video. If you want to get notifications for this series, please click subscribe. If you think others will find the video useful, or you like the video, please hit like, and check out links to books and videos in the description. Thank you.